Hello and Namaste. Today we are at Global Buddhist Summit and with us is Dr. Tashi Zangmo, Executive Director of Bhutan Nun Organization. What is International Buddhist Confederation and what is the idea behind Global Buddhist Summit?
Um, from what I understand is that the world is changing, and now there is so much gap between the Buddhism, the theory and the practice. So we need to close the gap. We need to work towards more peace and harmony in the world, because Buddhism brings, we believe that Buddhism is the only religion that really brings peace and harmony in the world, and that we have to really move forward with that in today's world.
Yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also addressed the Global Buddhist Summit and he said that the path of Buddha is the path of future and the path to overcome the economic crisis. How do you see this?
Yes, it's very moving what the Prime Minister has addressed, because I truly believe in that we need to do something, and this is the only way to go, because the Buddha has taught us a very important path, and if we follow that, I think the world needs now than ever more to act on what Buddha has taught, and the Buddha's teachings to practice and in action and follow for global crisis, especially economic crisis, the environmental degradation, everything that is to be the humanity is in crisis. So we have to, if we follow Buddha's teaching seriously, it's now than never. So we need to really act on it, walk the path, not only talk but to practice. So the Buddhist, the global, the Buddhists within the world has to really come together and really work towards that.
What were the issues discussed in the summit and what will be its outcomes?
There were many methods that people have discussed, how we can go about, how to close the gap between the tomorrow, the future generation and the present and the past, how it was, how Buddha has taught, and then how it was practiced before and now what's happening, and for the future generation, how we can pass on to the future generation, because the world right now is abused. The Mother Earth is abused by human beings as though there is no future. So it's like we want more and more. So how do we have contentment? How do we make a stop? There is no limit to what we want. So that's what human greed is creating now. The war, because hatred to each other, and the material attachment and material wealth that we keep on consuming. So these are some of the things that as a Buddhist, with the Buddha's teaching, we can work towards to save the future.
My last question is that why International Buddhist Confederation chose India for the Global Buddhist Summit?
Oh, it's very appropriate, because India is a birthplace of the Buddhism. Buddha has taught Buddhism started from India. So this is a very appropriate place to have this conversation and make an attempt to bring people from all over the world together and have this conversation. So it is very, we are very grateful that IBC has coordinated this and thought about this. It's very important, and thank you to IBC for doing this. If not India, then who will do it? So so we are very appreciative, and this is very appropriate that it took place in India.